right, so we're kicking off here first half. We've got Drew, Beckie. We just warmed up, but it was off camera. We were warming up on our own. Now we're coming in. I think maybe the FBI was listening into the warm up, like with the cross country recording something. But we just warmed up. Now we're getting into the first half. I need to start my watch. See, I got the watch.
Oh, okay, you got it for cool.
Watch, so we're on time. But yeah, we have Drew, Beckie here. We're going to get into some of his journey in the first half. But first, we have to start with our sponsors. So hopefully you like coffee, but one of our sponsors here, this is Ross Farms. So it's one of our sponsors. They have organic coffees and soaps. So hopefully you want to brew something up and then go to the High Rocks workout. But yeah, that's one of our sponsors. One of our other sponsors is Ellie at Sacred Pine. So this is for a massage studio here in Fort Collins. So I don't think you can do a digital massage, but
that's okay. But I can send somebody. I can send somebody up from Denver.
You can send your mom or your sister.
Yeah, there you
go. And then we have over here Crystal Whitworth, Nick Whitworth's wife.
Ooh,
this is a nice koozie to keep my beer cold.
Ooh.
But she is one of our other official sponsors.
Okay.
She's a realtor. And then you won't be able to sign this, but this is our official season 1 podcast ball.
Oh,
so everybody who's been on here in person has been on to sign. Maybe if you're back for the camp or something, then
I'll have to come up to you.
Maybe we can get it shipped. But all of the guests for season 1 have signed that. And then I do want to give a shout out because Frank Colestein.
Oh, yep. There's his book. Yep.
And mentioned on the pod a few times. Hopefully he'll come on. But he has a new book out, so I'm reading that one.
Amazing.
I'm alternating chapters with this pep book. Highly recommended to all the coaches out there. So some good stuff. But yeah, what's up with you?
Just navigating the coaching world. That's funny that you bring up that book because we were talking about that as a staff the other day. Our head coach, Diego Mejia, he was at FC Juarez before he came here in Liga MX. And he actually studied his UEFA Pro license with Pep for 6 months. So the first week we're in the office and we're sitting around, and Diego goes to me and says, "Hey Drew, because we're all they speak in Spanish most of the time. He come over here, picks up his phone. He goes, you know what? We're gonna call Pep right now." So picks up his phone, FaceTimes Pep. We talked to him for about 20 minutes. Pep's really interested in what's going on in Canadian football, and it was a really an amazing moment. So it's funny that you bring that up. That the football world is so small.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. So
another time we can debate if Frank is the best or if it's Pep.
I would say Frank. I'll take Frank.
I'll take Frank. Another episode.
So.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's get into this. So what we want to start with is just a quick bio. A few minutes, just like a PDF resume, just where you're at, what you're doing right now.
Yeah. I'm originally from Saskatchewan in Canada. It's Western Canada, just north of Colorado. If you go straight north, it's about 16-hour drive. I immigrated to the great Denver, Colorado in my youth, and I went to grade 6 through 12 in Centennial, Colorado. That's where I got to know you and Bang and everybody. I went to Arapahoe High School. Amazing time there in Denver, and joined you at the University of Denver. Before I went to the University of Denver, I was at the Vancouver Whitecaps in the residency, deciding, do I want to stay in the residency or do I want to go to the NCAA? That at the time was a really big question for me. I didn't know what was the right route. And it's funny that you bring up Frank and Kevin Fickus. They were really in my ear about getting an education and helping, yourself if football is not there. And decided to leave that residency and go with you guys at the University of Denver. And it was a great choice for me. I really grew as a person. Ended up spending about a year and a half after my time in Denver in Columbus with Columbus Crew. Spent 2 years at the Ottawa Fury in the NASL. Bounced around at a couple teams in the NASL, Carolina Railhawks, which are now called North Carolina FC, Jacksonville Armada. I went to a club in Sweden, AIK, after that year, and had a heart issue that I had to take a long, lengthy break from playing football. I was able to come back in 2018, and I played for the OKC Energy in the USL. They were lucky. I was lucky enough to get an opportunity with them again. Spent 2 years then with El Paso Locomotive in the USL, and then I finished 3 years with Atletico Ottawa. So in total, it's like 12 or 13 years that I played and retired, and now I'm still in football as an assistant coach for Atletico Ottawa in the Canadian Premier League.
Very cool. And then let's do, some of the earliest memories. Like you were saying, you came to Denver, but maybe even before that, where was your start in the game?
It was actually no, it was really in Denver. I played hockey and some soccer in Saskatchewan, but mainly it was DC Blast back in the day. I know you were in Fort Collins, DC Blast. We had reversible jerseys, and that's when Real was Adidas at first. Lauren was coaching, and it was Adidas, and we had some classic jerseys then. So that would have been for me 1995, 1996. Yeah. And I played for Greg Talbot, which is Connor Talbot's dad. I don't know if you remember Connor Talbot at all. He was on my team.
I don't. It doesn't ring a bell, but these are good. It's all good.
Yeah, with Joey Madigan. Do you remember that name? Yeah. So we all went to Arapahoe High School together, and that was my first team. And I played for the Dragons. We played at Heritage, and it was back when there wasn't a turf field there. It was a grass field. And it was my first real opportunity in the game, really exciting how to play. It became my favorite sport immediately. I played baseball and I played basketball growing up as well, alongside soccer, but at 13, 14, I quit the rest and fully focused on soccer. And yeah, the rest is history. Had Lauren, had Sean Comegys, had Kevin Fickus, Frank Colstein, everybody at Real that gave me the opportunity to play.
When you were really little, you were probably like 12 or something. I remember because I was training at the Bubble. You had Dave Thomas was your coach then.
Yes.
And it was like with Ian Ike and stuff. Ian was on your team and stuff. But I was a couple years older. But I remember, I think I like trained with your team or like or something like that. But that's when I remember first meeting you and your little crew.
Wow. Yeah, I don't remember that, but.
Yeah, you probably don't.
I remember. Well, I always was looking up to you and Bang, and seeing you guys have success. And Roger was on you guys' team, and oh man, you guys would go to nationals, and it was amazing. We were always looking up to you, and then to get to play with you at DU was an immense honor. And Joe and everybody there, Teal, I only get to speak with really you and Mark Wagon nowadays, but. An amazing group of guys we had. Amazing.
When you were a youth player, what was it about the game that you enjoyed so much, or like that kept you coming back for more?
That's a really good question. I think it was a huge escape for me. I grew up with three sisters and my mom, and I needed that kind of male influence in my life because I was around females all the time. And it was a way for me to get, away from things that were going on at home. And it was immense. It was awesome. And thank God for Real Colorado, because without their, sponsorship and scholarship, I wouldn't have been able to continue on playing. And so that's the real reason I was able to make it in this game and have a career and still make a career out of it, is because of Real Colorado and time at the Bubble and at Heritage. And it's the best thing that happened in my youth. And I just kind of tried to pour everything into that. And that's why when you pour something into it full time, you're going to make a success of it, whatever you do. So that was really, I met my wife. My wife's name is Kara Canono. I met her when I was 12, and we reconnected 2 years ago. So thank God to Real Colorado for that. Yeah, everything is really based on this game. And there's a lot of times I've reflected and said, hey, maybe I should do something else. Maybe I've been in this for, so long, but I really can't escape it. And that's I love it. It's great. It's even brought me back, to Canada. I love being here, but I do miss the Denver area. I haven't been back since 2011, but it's yeah, fond memories. My mother's still there. My sister's still there. We go back as much as possible, but I will always have, yeah, Denver will always be my home.
Janine, maybe you can get an episode. If we
Yeah,
get
we'll
big
get
enough,
Janine.
if the
Yeah,
pod gets big enough, maybe we can get Janine in. Yeah. Signing
she'll do
autographs.
it. She'll do it. She'll do it.
I don't know if we can afford her. The pod
No,
budget is a little low at the moment. In this
no, not with
economy,
the, we'll
in this
get some. We'll
economy
get some
right
more
now.
sponsors with some tariffs.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we're looking for.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
so youth at Real, were there any memories like specifically from the teams or the coaches?
Yeah, man, I remember the first jerseys we had. It was probably around 2000, 2001. We had those great total 90 jerseys.
Yeah, I remember
You
it
remember
too.
those? You remember those? You remember those? And then we went for some reason. I don't know why we picked yellow one year with the black stripe.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
right.
that was not a good look from us, but that's okay. Those are some of the funny memories. Every year you get in a different jersey. That was cool. Going to the Las Vegas Turkey Shootout or Surf Cup or uh, Tech Dallas, whatever it was, Texans Cup,
Disney, yes, yeah, Dallas Cup.
Disney. Yeah, really getting the first time you're playing against teams like I remember for you guys, wasn't it Arsenal 87s or something that was really good? Who was really
Yeah,
good in your age group? Yeah,
that was
so
1 year older than me.
no 1 year older.
My year was definitely the Texans. I mean, there were
Tech,
lots of good teams, Delco, but
right.
Texans were the crazy, really good team. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
1 year older than me. That was Connor Tobin's year. Was the
Tobin's.
or that Arsenal team was really good. I think
Mm-hmm.
they played them down at the Nike whatever that was like.
The friendly Nike friendlies.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Bradenton. Yeah. So getting those experiences with Real Colorado at our, our younger ages really prepared us for being,
Yeah.
successful in the game later, and having the
Mm-hmm.
opportunities to go to university, right?
Mm-hmm.
The exposure that we had, that gave me an opportunity to really feel like, okay, this is the level that we need to get to compete at. And we were doing it as a group, right, with a bunch of local kids that, you loved being with every day and to have success. And
Mm-hmm.
I think we participated in the first year of the development academy for the U.S. soccer. That was
Yeah.
in, oh goodness, I don't remember when that was. 2008, maybe 2008. And they don't have the development academy anymore, but we made it to the
Yeah, it
finals.
was around there because I didn't Chris and I didn't get it, and we
Right.
were at 2006
Yeah, it was
freshman.
like it was 2 years right after yours. Yeah, because I came and joined you guys the next year. Um, but that was a really, yeah, playing against teams that are, like you said, those Dallas Texans, DC United, just huge teams, and you make it to the final.
Yeah.
Didn't end up winning the national championship, but you're in a national championship at that age, and you're playing, in StubHub Center. Those type of things were really cool. And then having a chance to play for Canada in the 17s, 20s, and Olympic, and having a full team camp, those things don't happen without these experiences that we get from what Lauren gave us with Frank and Fickus and all those guys, Sean Comegys, like you can go
Yeah,
down the
Neil.
list. Neil, like that are there still. I mean, I know Neil's not there, but I've talked to Sean
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit, and
Mm-hmm.
um, there's a reason that those people are still there, like because they're doing such a good job. They're legendary. Jared, like I had lunch with Jared, probably a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Amazing things. Like I would probably go back to the club now and love to work. If I ever go back to Denver, I can tell you I wouldn't have an issue leaving the pro game to go back and work for Real Colorado. That's an amazing place to live and work. Um, yeah, so can't say enough about that club.
So Jared, if you're listening, if there's any openings, that's your cue.
We've spoken about that. We've spoken about that. So we'll see what happens.
Cool. And so what about like the recruiting process at Denver? You're saying, oh, you had to kind of make a decision about maybe going the pro pathway
Mhm.
or because you're dual citizenship too. So that's why like maybe it would have worked with Vancouver as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of people think that is, but I just have a U.S. green card. This whole
Oh,
time, I've
don't
only
say
had a
that
green
now.
card.
This is not the time to say that. This is not that could be edited out.
I need to get the U.S. passport, but I can get that through my wife. So there you go. Yeah. Hey, when I was at Arapahoe, I had an opportunity with the under-17s with Canada. They'd started a residency for the Whitecaps, and the Whitecaps at that time were USL. I can't remember what it was called. It's like USL. This would have been
Mhm.
2005. So it's like USL 1 or something. I don't know. Anyways,
Mhm.
they weren't competing with MLS, but they had their own. They had the league of their own. It was the Wild West. That's when Seattle Sounders was still in the USL. A bunch of these clubs.
Isn't it
Tacoma.
crazy to think how much it's grown? Like
Oh,
at that,
it's
there were only like 14 MLS clubs or something, and
yeah.
now they're everywhere.
Yeah, it's incredible. Worth almost $1 billion. It's the valuations are crazy. But back in that time, there was a coach, a German coach, that was gathering all the players from our under 17 team to be at the residency, and the Whitecaps were investing in that, and we were part of the. You remember it's a PDL where they had the Foxes, but the
Mhm.
Whitecaps had their own PDL team. And hang on, time out. My cat wants to get
Yeah,
out.
you're good. I don't have a. I need a little music sound for like if the cat.
Say
I
that
was
again.
saying I was saying that like for the listeners, like I need to have like if the doorbell rings or something, or like if there's a cat, or like if there's a pause, I need to have like a little like song like while you're gone, like to keep
Yeah.
everyone going.
No,
And then
it's
when
good.
you come
It
back,
brings
I'll send,
the originality to
like this is the doorbell song, you know,
it. Yeah.
or like this is the cat song, and then for a couple seconds we get like the cat song. Anyways, I'm
This one,
working
no,
on
he's probably scratch, come back in, so then you can put it on. It's the first time I've ever had a cat, so I'm learning that
yeah.
this is they're great. They're great. Um, sorry, back to what I was saying. This guy, his name was Thomas Niendorf. He was responsible for Owen Hargreaves. So Owen Hargreaves was born in
Yeah, I
Calgary.
remember Owen. Yeah.
You remember
Hmm.
I told you about
Hmm.
that?
Oh no, I just know who Owen is.
You know who Owen Hargreaves is, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, younger generations don't. So Owen left Calgary from his youth age. He played for Foothills, which is a big youth club here in Canada, and he went directly to Bayern Munich. Okay, and he went up through there, and the rest is history. So he was the one responsible for bringing all these guys from Canada to Germany, vice versa. He had a history in 1860 Munich and in Stuttgart, all those things. Now he wants to get back in. Oh, God, sorry.
Do 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 do. The cat song is coming on. Do 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 do. This is the cat song. It's coming on. Maybe somebody out there. Maybe somebody out there. We're working on the cat song, so it's good.
It's good. Okay, so we took a few trips over from Vancouver to Germany, and a lot of these players had trials with clubs over there. I went only on one trip, and I trained with 1860 Munich. We had another Canadian there. His name was Nick Leisurewood. So I knew who he was. I knew what we were going to do there. We had a billet family, and we trained 1860 Munich and Eintracht Frankfurt. So at the time, it was a whole nother level of training. Right, this is Germany. This is the World Cup was happening the next year. Um, I wouldn't say that I was mentally ready for that. I was physically ready. I think the Canadians and North American players, we were really good physically. We were ahead of the German players, but their tactical and technical understanding was a whole nother level, right? And that's not a dish to what we went through
Yeah.
in our youth, but it's where we were as a footballing country. And anyways, long story short, I stayed there about a month, and I was, talking to my mom the whole time and talking to the family there because they were an American family. And I said, this is a really cool opportunity for you, but what happens if you get injured and you don't know what's next. So long story short, I ended up flying back. A lot of the guys stayed and had their respective trials and youth contracts with certain clubs, and I came back to Arapahoe High School. I had actually de-enrolled from Arapahoe High School and left, and then they luckily let me back in. So it gave me some issues when I was continued to talk with Bobby to come to Denver because the clearinghouse back in the day, they really worried about those things. So I had received certain benefits like 500 euros a month, some boots and training gear. So anyways, from the beginning, Bobby was really in my ear to go to DU, be close to home. I had looked at other schools. I'd looked at Virginia and Santa Clara. Those were the three that I would really wanted to go to. But in the end, it was nice to stay at home, and knowing that you guys were there was really helpful, because I think I came before and would train with you guys before I even actually came to school, and that was really amazing. I could jump on the light rail from Highlands Ranch and be down with you guys in 20 minutes, and then jump back on and go back home. So that was really special, the way you guys welcomed me, what was being built, right? The stadium was that year. I remember being ball boys for you guys, watching the game on the hill there. And that year prior, you guys had such a good year. I remember watching the highlight tape that David Korn had made with you hitting the volley and Bang scoring with the head, and Joe Willis and just everybody, right? It was amazing. So that was really the sealer for me. And the rest is history.
And then what about at Denver? What were some ups and downs, or like what were some stories that are appropriate for the audience, but some good stories? Or
I don't think I have the most exciting stories maybe that you guys had, but living next door to you guys, and because I was a local guy, so I could live off campus my second year. I lived with Tarnosi. You remember Tarnosi the first year?
Yeah. Yep.
He God bless that guy, but he needed some help with school. He was a funny guy.
Did you help him?
I don't think I was that much of a help. No, we spent a lot of time in study hall. I think Alex and I were the only ones that never got out of study hall. Bobby said, if you get a 3.0, you get all B's, you can get out. And I did that. And he didn't allow me to get out. So Joe Willis and I spent a lot of time there. I think I calculated 24 days in study hall. So that's a memory.
That's still only B's, huh?
No, it was like, still only B's. I don't know. It was hard at DU, right? Because if you got an 80, if you got an 84, it was a B minus, or there was the weighted system. I could never get over like an 85, but I didn't fail classes, so I'll take that. That's good for me. I wasn't the best student in high school either, so I had to work really hard to get those grades and go see the professors.
Same.
I figured that out too late, that just create a relationship with your teacher, and they're going to help you out.
I like to study and read and stuff like way more now than I did then.
Yes. We didn't appreciate.
But also, we were doing, you're doing a lot of sport and working out, and there's a lot of requirements to be a student athlete on the athlete side too. So
really, it was hard to adjust, to learn. Well, I remember sometimes we get out of training and you're like, and then the food hall was closed, and you're like, well, where the hell am I supposed to eat? And navigating those things. And what else? There's so many amazing things. Our training pitch was always at a diagonal. I mean, we trained on a diagonal field.
Now it's better though, but
it's much better now. What baffled me is we trained with different balls than we played with. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah, I don't know if it would have helped some of the guys much. But...
No, I'm not necessarily saying that, but
I can see you complaining about that though.
For sure.
That's probably true though. Yeah, the training pitch was tough over there. There would be some tough sessions, like if you're trying to do possession over on that training pitch. But now it is much better than it was.
Of course. No, in the back right-hand corner. So if you're on the field, the right-hand side, it sloped down big time over there.
Yeah.
No, there was nothing to complain about. We had great facilities, amazing weight room.
Yeah.
The stadium, the grass was amazing, right? So it's easy to look back and say, oh, we didn't have anything. We had everything. We had great gear. We had an immense amount of shoes that we got. Bobby did amazing that way. Bobby made us better players. He might have been tough in a lot of ways, but he made me better for sure. Not in the easiest way. He was challenging, but that's what I needed. So that's what I needed. And there was times where you go out and you wake up in the morning, most of the time in the off season, and I would follow around Blake and Oh gosh, man, those guys could they could hold their liquor better than I could. That's for sure. I was not given that gift, the Canadian gift. And there,
But I
I try
think
to.
I think you were beating him on the beat test though.
Yes, I think I won on the beat test for sure, but that wasn't a. It was hard because a lot of those guys I don't think had the same mentality that they wanted to go on and keep playing, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, so I think I struggled connecting with them in a way outside of the game, because they were so focused on those things that were maybe not so soccer related and just enjoying the college life a little bit more than I did.
Well,
Again,
but academics too. I mean, they all did well academically too.
100%. They were bright. They knew
I
how
mean,
to.
like I
They
think
do.
Perry got like a 6.0.
Yeah, Perry's he's a savant for sure. He could have been a doctor, right then. Whatever he wanted to do, Perry could
That
do
should
it.
be his nickname. His dad's doctor, but that should be his
Exactly.
nickname.
Right. Right. And I remember him always throwing up right before the game. He would throw up this like dark liquid
Yeah,
and then he'd be fine. And he would just run,
because
run, run.
he can't burp. So if there's
Oh,
anything
that's what
giving
it
him trouble,
was?
yeah, he
Oh,
doesn't burp. So like if you
I
have
didn't know.
Gatorade and then you burp, like he can't burp, so it just builds up and then he pukes. That's how it
Ah,
works for
I
him.
didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah,
know that. Okay.
yeah, it wasn't like nerves or something, but
Okay.
yeah, he'll beat you in the classroom, and he was a fit guy too.
Oh yeah, he'll beat you on the field too. And he'll tackle you. He was a guy that with a mentality that you want to have. And he was a leader. You want to
Hmm.
follow those guys. I learned a lot from him.
Hmm.
Even, I learned a lot from a guy like Teal, like his position where he knew he wasn't going to play. He was as happy as can be, and he was always competing. That's hard at the pro level too, to teach the guys, the young guys, that to
Hmm.
accept your role, understand your role. Um, it's always good to have an example in the squad about, hey, you're not playing right now. You play more than this
Yeah,
guy. Look at this guy. He's happy. He's training every day, and he knows he's probably not going to play. You know, and this is at a level where guys are getting paid, right? This is a high
yeah.
performance. This is high performance. So you can't really have those conversations. Whereas you're in a university format, it's a little bit different. Um, I have a lot of fond memories. Yeah, I don't remember too much. I kind of, not to say black out that period, but I was so focused on getting to DU and getting out. Uh, not in a not in
I
a
know what you mean.
bad way. Yeah,
The next level.
I wanted to go to the next level, and this was
Well,
my
let's talk
pathway
about
to
it.
do it.
What was the next level? So boom, hit the next level.
Yeah. So I had an opportunity to leave after my junior year, to go play, and I'm really glad that I didn't, because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready mentally, I think. And so then after the senior year, um, there's an opportunity to go to the draft, and there's conversations that are had. But when you get to the MLS level, I think going to Columbus for me and spending, I guess it was more 2 years, and I had two different coaches. Um, the first year was tough because I had a lot of injuries. So I was getting used to the game, getting used to what it meant. At one of the, I'd say the smaller market clubs at that time in Columbus, they had a rich
Hmm.
history of winning. There's a lot of good examples of players that you wanted to be like Chad Marshall,
Yeah.
Federico Higuain. These are
Hmm.
top players. Um, and they had a reserve league back then, so I got a lot of games. Probably got 20 games, so it really gave me a lot of confidence. But in the end, I didn't. I was on the bench quite a few times, but I didn't get into any MLS games. Second year comes around, the coach had been fired, and Greg Berhalter comes in, and Greg really didn't want anything to do with me. He said, "You can come to preseason, but I'm not going to sign you." So I went to preseason. I trained. We used to do the beat test as a warm up. That was really difficult. Now it's just to a certain level. But Greg he taught me a lot of things too, even though I didn't stick around. He was a really hard nosed guy, really tactically very good. Made me start thinking the game in a different way, recognizing spaces. If I'm playing center back, obviously I have my most likely line of passing, right? I could play to the right back, or I can play to the 6 or the 8 or the 10, or my other center back or the goalkeeper. But what are my numbers? Is it a 4v3 here in this zone, in the offensive zone? Or am I in my defensive third or midfield third? those type of things started getting my brain going that we really didn't talk too much about in university because there's not enough time and we didn't have enough time together. So the best thing for me to do then, is
No, you're good.
So the best thing there, I left and I went to.
Pets are welcome on the pod.
Oh,
This is the first cat, but dogs are definitely allowed.
Yes. We need more dogs here. He's like a dog, actually. So to that sense, I left and went to a club called the Ottawa Fury in the North American Soccer League. That was my first exposure to Ottawa. And I played under a coach called Mark Dos Santos, who's the assistant coach at LAFC. He's probably going to get the head coach job now with Steve Cherundolo leaving. Really great mind, a Canadian coach, actually. He's Portuguese-Canadian. And he really helped me. I got about 60 games in 2 years. And that's where I really kind of flourished in this league that was kind of the Wild West. With the New York Cosmos, Raul, Marco Senna, these type of guys that you see on TV that you watched score so many goals, and then to play against them was really amazing. And so I spent 2 great years here. Bounced around some other teams that were awesome too. Had an opportunity to go to Europe finally, and then I got sick. I got a heart condition, and that really pushed me back to finding what does this sport really mean as much to me as I think it does. You had to take kind of a mandatory break, so it was a good reflection period for me. And it made me reflect on the sacrifices that you make in your career, the relationships that you don't have, the time away from family, the weddings you miss, all the other stuff, the social stuff that you miss. And I got to do some of those things over those 8 months. But then in the end, I said, hey, if I can play again, I'm going to do that. And at that time, I didn't make millions of dollars playing the game, but it was enough money at the time where I could afford to pay for myself to get through this moment. And then I decided to come back to the game. It wasn't for money, I'll tell you that, but it was a living the last 5 years that was great. And it really set me up for my next stage, which I'm in now, in learning and coaching, which I wouldn't say I was totally unprepared for, but you see, when you're a player, you see the game a certain way, and then you become a coach, as you know, and you have to get rid of this ego, and you have to kind of see the game as a full 360 in a new way. And that's taken me a while to do, but finally made that transition, and I don't really miss playing, but I love the game. I get more. I love seeing others succeed. It doesn't have to be me, right? Seeing others succeed and put together a body of work and find success is really gratifying. Yeah.
Nice. And what about as a coach now? Like, what are some of the things that you think you bring?
That's a good question. I've been trying to figure that out over this year. Specifically on the technical side, my responsibilities this year were filming the sessions, cutting the sessions, analyzing the games. So I would be up top using a Speedio camera with an iPad and sending clips based on what we spoke about it during the week. This is how they're pressing. This is how we can get out. Those type of things. And then other occasions I'd be on the bench, but I preferred being upstairs because I could see the game in a different way. One of the main things I think I bring towards this style of coaching is connecting with the players on a player by player or a more human level, right? When the last staff that was here was a Spanish staff, all from Spain. This staff is mainly Mexican, and we have one French guy. So not to say they don't understand what I mean by that, but they're more rigid in how they see their coaching philosophy, whereas I'm using maybe a more North American domestic coaching style that is a little softer to connect with the players to see if we can get a little bit more. Now I'm demanding, of course, I'm going to demand, and I can't go against what the head coach is saying, and I never will, but can I connect with a player on a different level and say, hey, you know what? He said X, Y, and Z. This is what he really meant. He's not saying it to you in this way because he's mad at you. You got to see it from his viewpoint, and kind of explain it another way, and that trying to give them confidence as to why we're doing a certain thing, and that's been an eye opener for me.
Cool. Anything else you want to add?
No, it's good.
Okay, well, I have one thing. I have a couple of props to fill in some time here.
Okay.
See, the in-person guests get to hold it, but
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What is that, 2003?
This is 2000, 2001.
Oh, wow. That was an amazing ball. I don't know if is that better than the Total 90 ball, though?
I mean, you tell me. That's probably your Man U jersey probably is the same year.
No, this is 2008, 2009. This is
Do you have any memories of that Merlin ball or like during that time period? I do. I remember
for sure. For sure. Oh, all the volleys. Scholesy. Is that the year the Caño scored the left-footed one?
Probably. It was Henri for sure when he flicked it up and volleyed
for sure. That one, yeah, against my club. Yeah. Fabian Barthez. Yeah, just like, I remember watching Scholes was my favorite player, and Giggs. I don't like how Giggs has conducted himself on certain lifestyle choices.
Giggs, if you're listening, this is just only.
Sorry, Giggs.
This does not represent the podcast necessarily.
We'll talk about Scholesy.
If you're listening,
to see, now that they're still in the game, and I have Sky Sports here, and to see Gary Neville on every weekend, to see Schmeichel on the CBS, see Henri on CBS.
Hargreaves too.
Hargreaves is there. Yeah, he's there on Fubo. We have him on Fubo, and it goes back to the point, like, you try and leave the game in some capacity, and you just can't. You can't. Like, I thought for a while, I'll be a firefighter, or maybe a police officer or something like that, and because you're in service. I guess in soccer you're still in service, and I always wanted to be in service of something. But I didn't know anybody in that arena. I didn't know. I would have figured it out. We're smart guys. We'll figure out what we're going to do. But back to the point, seeing schools now and what they're going through, and they had the podcast. What's the one with Roy and who else is on there? Do you remember them talking about the Sky Sports podcast? Anyways,
yeah. Barry Neville has his own too, but they do have one. What is the one called?
It's not off the cuff.
At the table.
Yeah, they all sit at the table. But anyways, you know which one I'm talking about.
It's not as big as ours. It's not as big as
not CCA. As big as ours. No. They don't have the viewership. But they just, they get real about.
Yeah.
Now these are guys that have a lot of money, of course. Right? They live a different life, but they're all humans. And Scholesy deals with his son who needs attention all the time, and watching that one. You think, and you see these guys week in, week out, like, man, these guys are machines, but really they're no different than you and I. And when they're done playing, their vulnerability. And I've been lucky and blessed to meet a lot of great people in this game and play against a lot of really amazing players. But that's always the best thing when you're around these guys and have conversations just about life, like what Pep says, or you have a conversation. I had a conversation with David Beckham once, and he's just like, I love this game. I could never see myself doing anything else. Now he's expanded his business stakes in a different way than most guys, but at the end, he's still in football, right?
And I like following it too. That's one of I've been enjoying the watching some of the players like some of the players that you mentioned too, but just how like some of the players become coaches, or they had a coach that even like Deschamps, like with France, like he was a player, he was a captain, he had coaches, he was this role at Juventus with the national team, and then now he has the French team. So now he has players that he played with or that he's been coaching that are now becoming coaches and stuff too. So, or people's kids are coming through now too. So
yes, yeah, like Ruud van Nistelrooy's son. Sorry, not Ruud. Robin van Persie, he just gave his son a first team debut at.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, where's he at?
PSV or somewhere?
No, yeah, but it's not. It's not PSV. It's oh my gosh, name some other Dutch clubs.
Ajax. Isn't there Hearts?
No, that's in Scotland.
Oh, Hearts. Yeah, I don't have like a fact check at the moment.
But Robin Van Persie's original club. Yeah. It looks spinning every time I'm watching.
Okay, and then last question here for the first half is, who do you think is going to win the World Cup?
Oh my gosh, that's a very big question because now there's 48 teams.
Let's see how you know your game. In 6 months, we'll check in to see how you did here.
Yeah, let's see. Oh man, 6 months. It's only 6 months away. Holy crap.
Well, it's 8 months or whatever, but yeah.
I mean, you can't say no to Spain with how they're playing. England, I could see it could be England's year, but can they get through? Can they get through the? Some games are going to be brutally hot, like they did this year with the Club World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be in Europe. I think it's going to be a European team. I think it's going to be European. I'm going to go with Spain again. Just Spain. That's an easy, I can get away with that probably.
Yeah, that won't ruffle too many feathers, but
yeah.
What about Canada? You don't think Canada or what?
I'll just be happy we win one game because we haven't scored a goal in the World Cup. And we get out of our group. I think we can do that. I think we can get out of our group.
Yeah.
Because we're in pot one. Yeah.
I think the North American teams are going to do well because it's I think Mexico will do well. I think USA will win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how they're playing right now.
Maybe against Argentina or Brazil in the final.
Yeah. Hey, anything's possible. We went to a Copa America semifinal against Argentina and played really well. And that's Canada. Mm-hmm. So, and the States have a million.
But you guys are good right now, so.
Yeah, but so are you guys. You have everything going. Diego Luna.
Is that good for first half?
Yeah, it's good. Yes, see if stop it. Yeah, we'll be
back. All right, that's good news because we missed the warm-up was not recorded, so it's lost. It's lost to history unless there's some hackers out there that can go get it. But yeah, we have second half here. Got to start my watch. Got Drew Beckie in the studio. We just had a little break. We did some tactics. Yeah, we talked as a team. Had some orange slices, and then now we're getting ready for the second half. So. Drew, let's get into some of your bigger, moments, highlights, some of the things that maybe we don't know about, but yeah, let's hit those accolades.
Oh goodness. I don't think I was an accolade player. I was always a guy that was a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
We can confirm that, but come on, let's get into it. Let's see some show. Like, what is this? Come on.
Well, that's the thing. You need. I think if there's an accolade for that, I try my best to be that 6 or 7 out of 10 each day, and compete. I think I was a much different person when I entered those lines of the field than I was outside the game. I don't want to curse on here, but you have to be a.
This is not for kids.
It's not for kids. Okay, you have to be a motherfucker when you step on the field. Not dirty. There's a fine line. Not dirty. But you have to think a little bit. Yeah, like how you played. You play with an edge, and because someone's there going to take. Someone wants to take your spot. Someone want to take your job, especially at the pro level, and especially the levels that I played. It wasn't for millions of dollars. Right. So I can't even imagine it, in the Premier League and these guys who are making, but you play with guys that are trying to feed their family for, from anywhere from 40 to, $250,000, whatever that's the level. And it makes a difference, right? It makes a difference. And even at the MLS level, the time I was there, this was back, 12, 13 years ago, but still it was at a level where guys are making a lot of money and you have to compete, and no matter whether you're the number 30th on the roster or you're number 1, you have to show up every day with the mentality that you could be gone the next day, or could be traded, or you could be cut, and that's hard to if you can't just turn it on. I was never a guy that could just turn it on. I always had to do something every day that kept me going. Prehab, getting into the physio,
Mm-hmm.
working on, with rondos or playing two touch with the older guys, challenging them to little things, working on my technical game. I think athletically, I had the ability to do that, but I needed to always improve technically and tactically. Um, I think the technical game came before my tactics. I wish I would have worked on that or been exposed to that at a younger age.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel very comfortable in that sense as a 35-year-old. But if I would have learned that at 17, 18, understanding the movements like, the players in England or players I've seen internationally that are at that age that just understand the game a lot better, right? And that's not a fault. It is a fault of our system. It is. But hopefully in the next generation we can impact that. So if we're getting back to your question, accolades. I've been
Or
lucky.
highlights. What are some memories?
We won the memories. I played against Thierry Henry in Red Bull Arena. Thierry Henry, he scored on a corner.
Decent player.
Decent player. He scored on a corner on us from the corner, a nice Olympico. So that was the highlight of that. That's one highlight. And then the next time we played Red Bull, he was coming back from injury, and he played about 20 minutes in a reserve game. So, you're marking as a center back Thierry Henry, who's standing like 6'3". I'm this 21-year-old kid, defending Thierry from Saskatchewan.
He's podcasting now too.
Is he? Oh gosh.
I don't know. He's on the Champions League game.
He's on everything. Yeah, he's great. He's great. He's a real humble. It looks like he hasn't aged, and you too. You look like you haven't aged at all. Oh yeah.
Me and TT were on the same skin.
You're on the same regimen. Okay. So that's a highlight. One of Beckham's last years in LA, we played the U20s for Canada. We played against LA. That was cool. He talked to us after. Gosh, so many. Going to see some games at City and United. We had a chance to, as part of being Columbus the year after I left, had some connects with their head of performance that I know really well. That I used to, when I went to visit my sister, she was playing in Manchester. I got to train with their head of performance at United at Carrington, and kind of get behind the scenes with that guy and see the level that the Premier League is at, seeing the training ground at City, having conversations with some of the players that are really grounded. The guys are so nice and open. They're kind of a little bit strange in a way because they're so sheltered, that you don't really have normal conversations with the guys. They're kind of shy. It's another aspect to think about. Some of these guys are so high level that I wouldn't want to be that way, because you can't go to the grocery store. You can't go do normal things. But anyways, it's being in the program has led to so much access to world football. The differences between levels are so small, right? Mm-hmm. People think like it's such a huge jump from MLS to the Premier League. It's really not. It's the speed of play. It's the decision making, the speed of which they do that. But the accelerations. If you look at the data, the speed of the players, the athleticism is very similar, right? The data loads. I found that interesting, just being in the game. And I'm getting off topic here, but I don't really like talking about myself. I'm very happy to have played the game for as long as I could. Maybe could have continued, but I'm very happy that I made the decision not to continue. It was the time. Mm-hmm. I was able to save some money and retire with some money, and now I get to continue working in the game as being an assistant coach. So,
tell us about when you were drafted.
Yeah, that was kind of I wasn't expecting to even go to the draft. I think I got into the what's that called? The combine late. I was away with Canada, and I wasn't going to go to that, but I was lucky. I got to go. One of my best friends growing up went to. You remember Taylor Kemp? Taylor had a great career at Maryland, and it was a great left back for DC for a couple of years. So we went together, and that was a really cool experience. We were roommates, and he got drafted, I think, number 9. And I had spoken to Caleb Porter at the Combine. Spoken to Portland, Columbus, and LA. And Caleb, who was the coach at Akron when we were in university, had said, "Hey, we're going to take you. We're going to trade up and get." I was like, "Okay, whatever." I had a great agent. His name was David Ross Williamson. I had him my whole career, and Dave was he's this guy from Boston with a thick Boston accent. And Dave's like, "You know what? I don't really know him, so we're not going to believe him. We'll just leave it, and if it happens, it happens." So I'm sitting in the draft room just waiting, and Columbus pick comes up, and I didn't know that they were going to pick me. So I get called. I go up thinking, then we get a call from Portland. They're pissed. They're like, "Oh, did you guys talk to Columbus? Did you trade up to get you?" I'm like, "Guys, no one cares about me. It's a draft. It's the second round of the MLS Super Draft. No one cares. Why are we making a big deal about this?" So went to Columbus. Didn't know anything about Columbus. Never had been to Ohio. Was really excited. Went to preseason. Signed a contract. Got an apartment and spent, a little more than a year and a half with the crew and learning how to be a pro, the demands, the level, how the travel was, the food and how they take care of the players. I really wish I would have focused a little bit more on that. I think I enjoyed the pro life a little bit outside the field a little bit too much when I should have been more focused on getting on the field. But you know what? Things happen for a reason. It was good that I had that experience and left and played for a club like the Ottawa Fury for a couple of years. And that really sprung my career for the next 10 because I got a certain amount of games under my belt at 22 years old. And that's what I tell the young kids now is like, with this Canadian Premier League and USL and MLS Next Pro is if you're getting games 18 to 21 and you have 100 games by the time you're 21, you're far and away way more ready for the next 10 years than where I was, right? It took me to 24 to get 100 games, right? So and you can be out of the game just like that too. That's what people don't realize. Cool, you got into it, it's great. You made you got paid by MLS, really cool. It doesn't matter. When you're a player, your ego is, you think it's the spotlight effect. And I tell the young players, it's the spotlight effect is that you think you make a mistake and you think everyone sees it, right? In reality, no one cares. Like no one sees it, only you. And the way you respond to that, whether you amplify it or you diminish it, really says a lot to how you will continue as a pro or, get that next contract. Because I can tell you there's many players even at this level that maybe didn't play as much, but the way that they trained, the attitude that they had, the way they responded to other success, it makes me want to keep them more than the other players, and that's not the reality of pro sport, but you're going to need those type of guys in a 30-man roster to say they're pushing every day. And they're going to be ready when they're called upon. And that's what I wanted to be as a pro, is be ready when I was called upon and understand my role. I wish I would have learned that a little bit more when I was a younger player. What is my role? Okay, accept it.
How proud was your mom when you got drafted, though?
Oh, yeah, she was very proud. My mom was an athlete too, so I think she knows that feeling, right, of that. But my mom's not really outwardly expressive of those type of things. She was very proud of me, to say the least. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, she's very proud of all of us. I think Janine's still her favorite, so we'll give her that.
Well, if you keep working at it,
yes, I just had a kid, so now I'm the favorite because I have the baby. So that's how I got back into the good graces. But yeah, that was an exciting time for sure. But I don't really think about that much because draft is such an American thing. I would have preferred to go up through the ranks of, say Arsenal and you play for the first team. That would have been cool. And I wish we had that type of, I wish the Rapids would have created something like that, I know they had
Maybe
similar
they will
things.
soon, yeah.
Maybe they will soon. But I wouldn't have left them. And that's why we didn't leave them for Real gave us everything. So I'd never leave them. Anyways.
Well, I have one more that you didn't necessarily mention, but you're the first guest to win the Canadian Premier League.
Yes.
So what was that like? Give us some insight into the locker room celebrations, and then you were at the puck drop, like we were supposed to record a few weeks ago, and then
yes, and I pucked the drop. Yeah, I had to drop the puck at the Sens. Well, it's definitely the craziest, and we've grown up playing in snow, right? We had some snowy games.
I was out there today. It was 22 degrees.
Oh my gosh!
In Colorado.
So I don't know if you saw the highlights of the Canadian Premier League final, but it went viral all around the world. We should never have played the game. There was 13 centimeters of snow within so it's 13 centimeters.
That's nothing, man.
That's nothing. There's 10 inches of snow in 2.5 hours.
For our American listeners, how much is a centimeter? Whatever you said.
I don't even know the conversion. I'm fully Canadian back again, so I don't even know.
There's some snow on the ground. It's playable.
Yeah, well, exactly. And the forecast had called 3 to 6 centimeters. It won't be that bad. And I'm telling the Mexican staff, because they're not used to this, right? It's not gonna be that bad. We're gonna be fine. And we get to the game's at 5. We get to the stadium around 2:30 because you got to prepare certain things, right? You're a match coordinator,
Mm-hmm.
And it's already snowing, and it's guys are on the field already shoveling. And we have a really nice stadium. It's a TD Place, and it's about 25,000 people, and they had sold about 18,000 tickets for the final. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, we'll be lucky if we get 8,000 with this weather. Just because it's a big spectacle for Canadian soccer, and it was good. It's a culmination. You're at a final, and you want it to be played the right way. We had worked so hard all year to play in a certain way and to build up and attract pressure to play out and an attractive style of football that when it snowed like that, everything just went to shit. And so I remember the game starting, and I was up top. I was going to do the analysis, and I'm looking at my iPad. I'm looking at our GM's right next to me, and I'm looking at the field. I'm looking at the snow coming down. I can barely see down to the field because it's like you're at Dick's. You're up on the 3rd or 4th floor. It's just like that view, right? And you're overlooking the game. I'm looking at the Speedio, and I'm like, there's no analysis to be done. So I close my iPad, or I put my iPad away, close my MacBook, put my backpack to the side. I said, I'm going down to the bench, and let's just see how this goes. And the rest is history. We had a Mexican player score a bicycle kick in the snow, so it was amazing. He had never played in snow before. And we've qualified for CONCACAF Champions League. So it's another thing to prepare. We could play against Messi. We'll know December 8th. We have to play a game in Canada in February, which is close to impossible. So we can't play it here in Ottawa because there's just too much snow. So being owned by Atletico Madrid, that's a whole nother topic of conversation we talk about. They've supported us immensely. I've learned so much from them, but maybe we play Messi in Madrid at the Civitas Metropolitano. So that would be cool.
Yeah. That would be good.
Yeah, it would be great.
Okay, should we get into your starting 11 real quick?
Yes. So I'm just giving you names of who would be on my starting 11.
Yeah,
from the career.
So I'm going to move the laptop real quick.
Okay.
But this is how we've done it in the past. Okay. I'm actually still not even sure if it has worked in the past, but this is how we've done it in the past.
Oh, amazing. What is that? Is that like a projector?
No, that's a curtain.
That's a curtain. Oh. That's a window.
So can you see like this if I do I'll move the magnets for you, but
yeah, I can see it. Oh, that's brilliant.
With the projector, so maybe in the next season of the podcast.
We'll get a sponsor.
Yeah, so I emailed Forza. Forza is like the seeking sponsorship. No response. So maybe not, but maybe
they don't even sponsor us. They don't even sponsor us to buy everything.
maybe after this episode.
Yes, there we go. I'll have a word with him. I got some contacts.
Have you given some thought to this?
About who's in my 11?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta clarify. Like, am I saying, guys I played with, guys I played against,
Whatever you
or I
want
can
to do.
pick whoever I want?
Okay. Not like world stars, like.
Okay, it's like our people Okay.
Or if you've coached them or played against them, or
okay.
If you're
I think I'm just gonna go more local Colorado. That's the thing, because we both grew up in Colorado.
That's kind of the route I would go.
Okay,
but it's fully up to you too. So
no, it's good.
What we'll do is we'll put the I'll put the players out. Do you want them in blue or red today?
Let's go red. They're bigger, easier to see. Yeah. It's easier for me to see because my eyes are not so good anymore.
Yeah, so I would recommend write it down on a sheet or something so you have it in front of you. But we'll talk on each player like a little bit. Okay. If there's
I got my tactic board on my other screen here. I'm gonna type it in.
We'll want to hear a little bit about each player or well, actually you're gonna go blue because I don't have enough red magnets.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Change to blue, guys. Change to blue.
Change the blue.
Hopefully everybody
change. Everybody brought.
Who's the man? Yeah, who's the team manager?
Who's our team manager?
Hopefully they brought the blue kids.
Let's go Spank. Spanky's gonna be the team manager. Spanky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he actually hasn't been mentioned yet, so I might just.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Okay, so let's start it out.
Okay.
Got the Blues. So it's kind of open. You can build whatever squad you want.
Okay.
You'll want a couple subs.
Oh, I want subs. Okay. Wow.
Well, you'll want a few, like some impact subs.
Are we doing like old school 3 subs only?
No, you can do whatever you want to do. Like
5 subs.
This is the starters.
This is a lot of pressure. Okay.
Yeah, you might get a text of like, "Hey, you left me out of your 11."
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's okay. It's okay. Maybe there'll be another episode, or maybe that person can come on and make their own.
Yes, they should give me their thoughts. Okay, so I give you the formation, right?
Yeah, whatever you want to do, but I'm gonna put one magnet out at a time.
Okay. Well, I think we have a consensus. I think we have a consensus of who's at goal, who's in goal for us.
Teal.
Teal's on the bench. Teal's there. Teal's there.
Teal.
Okay, Teal's there. He's on the bench.
But
Big Joe. Big Joe's there with his gnarly fingers. There he is. Oh, he gets a different color. That's right.
Yeah, he's in yellow tonight.
He's in his Nashville yellow. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, Joe, I saw the other day that he has. I think he's like, I can't remember exactly what number, but I think he's like 8th or like 12th in shutouts in the MLS history.
Oh, what?
Of all goalkeepers, yeah.
Amazing. Every time I've seen him though in the last 2 years, it's just been a highlight of Messi scoring on him, and I was like,
yeah, they have a nice. Yeah, Messi likes to play against Joe.
Messi doesn't know who Joe
Messi likes to play against everyone. And Messi wants to be out there scoring goals.
Did you watch the game last night?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did watch. Yeah.
This shows. I gotta be. They're so corrupt. It's so corrupt. Like
what's corrupt about it?
Okay, like Morales, like it's just they have so many Argentinians. They have no, like, my buddy's Fafa Pico, he's there, and like he can't see the field at all. They just push every American or anybody domestic out. It's all Argentinian. They bring in whoever they want. They somehow get all these Argentinians under, I don't know, green cards or certain positions, and they're playing the roster rules.
Like the Miami team.
For Miami.
So you're saying Beckham is a little bit, he's behind the scenes.
For sure.
We'll have to look into it.
And Henderson.
Morales, I was like, is that the attacking midfielder?
Yes, number 10.
He's like 3 feet tall.
I know.
I thought that was a kid. I thought he was a little kid.
He's been there forever. He's been there forever.
Yeah, he has.
Forever.
He's 36 too. He is a good player. But
Yes,
man, he is little.
he is really little.
He was
You think Messi's little, but he's little. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, side note. Okay. So I'm gonna play three in the back. I'm gonna play three in the back, and in the center, I will put Chris Banghart.
Okay.
Okay. On the left side, this is
tough.
tough.
What do you have to say about Chris?
Well, Chris is a amazing guy who I remember when I first came into university, even before when we would we would train on the lacrosse field and we'd play small-sided games.
Mm-hmm.
Just so welcoming, just an amazing guy. Knew when to be serious, when to have fun, knew how to, poke fun at you, that it was like in a good way to welcome you in. Just an amazing human being. And as you get older, whether you're in pro sport or any kind of sport, those are the people you want to surround yourself with, is the good people like that. Just an amazing, great player too. Side note, great player. Wish he would have pushed it a little bit more at the pro level. I think he could have had a bit more capacity to play, but those things don't always happen for everybody. Same with you. Like, you guys could play 100%, and that just kind of makes me mad. Like, I shouldn't be the one that's played a lot and you guys didn't, like, it's, those things piss me off. But you know what? We all have our own journeys.
Chris can still play.
Chris can still play. He's in my team. He can come play for Athletic Ottawa. We need a center back, and we actually need a number 8. So if you want to come, are you more 10 now, or you can play 8?
Yeah,
or you want 6? Okay, so free roll.
I'm more of like a false 9 these days. False everything.
No tracking, no defending.
It's tough. My mile time's pretty good, but my ability is a little down.
Okay. Pairing with him at center back. Ooh, from our time. Gosh, who should I go with? You blank on everybody. There was a kid I played with in Real, Colorado. His name was Kevin Haber. He was a left-footed player. He went to Heritage High School.
Okay, over here?
Yes, right there. He was my original center back partner for Real, Colorado, from all the way up. An amazing guy. Skinnier than a pole, but he was just a motherfucker. Love that guy. Right center back, because we're playing a 3. I need to think about keeping the ball a little bit. We want to attract the pressure. Oh, man, who do I want to be there? Give me some names, Liz. Give me some names.
Well, you mentioned Taylor Kemp earlier. Like, Kemp was
Kempy, yeah. Let's put Kempy up in the wing back role, up left. Kempy up he's the number 2. Yeah, because we want him getting crosses in, but he can come play in possession as well. I'll come back to the right center back.
What about you?
No, I'm not in. I'm not in. No, yeah. I played a little 9 at Denver. Yeah, that's right. Let's put you in the. I'm gonna have you. Well, you're in the 8, so I want to play a box midfield. So you're gonna be right next to the 6. No, a little bit deeper, near the center back, so we can attract the pressure. Yeah. And then I'm gonna put you in there with another player. From my career, who was an amazing player. He was not really a Denver guy, but his name is Richie Ryan. He played for FC Cincinnati. Okay. He actually played for Sunderland against the Invincibles in 2003 in the Premier League. An unbelievable left foot. So you and him in there would be amazing. Number 10. Oh, this is where it gets tough, because do I put Kyle at the 9 or at the 10? Kyle Christensen.
It is tough. Yeah, I know Kyle.
I'm gonna put him in the 10, because I liked how he came into the certain pockets and received, and he was willing to. I'm gonna put it there.
Yeah, Kyle is crazy.
It's crazy, amazing. What was Jared's last name? You remember Jared, the left footer at DU from Texas?
Yeah, Stiegel.
Let's put Stiegel in the 11. So let's put him next to. Yeah, let's put him next to. No, we're gonna go Christensen. Yeah, I know it's not a classic 11. He's gonna play in the pocket. Yeah, in the pocket, because we're gonna have our 7 out wide. We're We're gonna have a little bit in. Yeah, it's good. So then okay, so we need a
I
number
can't quite see
7.
it, like, on the
No, it's
screen.
good. It's good. It's good. Because we're gonna go box and then you're gonna box it out. So I'm missing a number 9, a number 5, and a number 7. I'm gonna go Perry at number 5, another center back. Perry.
Well, right center back.
Yeah, right center back. Because Perry could play in a 3, and if you need him to go up and on the wing, he could do that too.
Uh-huh.
He could do. Out wide. Ooh. Out wide from our time. Should we put Tarnosi out there? He was good out there.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, he was good.
He
Let's
was
put him out there.
Gatorade player of the year.
Yeah, he was Gatorade player of the year. Yeah, he had it.
On the right?
Yeah, on the right. He could play wing back. He probably won't track back, but he can
play. he can play the back part. He can play the wing part. Wing forward.
Okay, we need a number 9 now. Should we put Jesse in there? Fuck no. Oh man.
What about the one who was your buddy that went to Akron?
Went to Akron.
Yeah, he played he was a striker. I thought he played at Akron. Yeah, he did play at Akron, but he was drafted and stuff. I think he was around your age, maybe 1 year older than you, but
went to Akron from Real?
Yeah.
Really?
He got drafted too.
He was a number 9?
Pretty sure. I'll remember his name like later on tonight, probably. But
I'm gonna say Real Colorado.
Yeah, 9's a tough one. But what about some of the strikers that you played with at the pro level, or like anybody that you really liked?
Yeah, played with. I mean, not good news on him recently, but Omar Bravo was an amazing striker, Mexican. He's the all-time leading scorer for Chivas de Guadalajara. Unbelievable. Played in the 2006 World Cup. But I'm not going to put him. I'm going to put. I'm going to put Billy Schuler. Billy Schuler was an All-American from UNC. I played with him in North Carolina. He played for Hammarby. He got drafted by San Jose Earthquakes. He's an amazing guy. I'm going to put him up there. Yeah, Billy Schuler. He's my forward. So there's my 11. I'll have to type it up for you so you have it. That's a lot of pressure, man.
What about some studs? Or like who's in the locker room? Like who's training on the sides?
I take, he got a lot of shit, but Mark Cosell, I put him on my bench.
Okay.
A guy that you can depend on.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Who else?
And then you have Teal.
Yeah, Mark's gonna kill me for not putting him. Mark's gonna kill me for not putting him in the 11. So Mark Wagon is on.
He can sub for me.
He'll sub in. Yeah,
he'll sub down. So
there you go. Yeah, so Mark's in. Teal's on the bench. Yes, for everything, for banter, for good times, and if he needs to come in, he can do a job. Gosh, there's so many players.
Yeah, it is tough.
Josh Wren with his bad knee. Blake was a tank. Matt Kirby was a great sub. Mm-hmm. Matt Kirby. What was his name? Who came in with that class with Jared and Matt and Garza? Who? Alex. Yeah. Yes. Alex. You remember Alex?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. That guy was nuts.
DaCosta.
If you want to go to war, that's somebody you bring with you. That guy had a screw loose. Man.
What's up with the tactics? Like, why are you having this formation, or like, what's the idea behind the tactics?
This is how we play with Atletico Ottawa. I like how you get the flexibility of the midfield. Forget who's in the midfield right now for a second. Just with the tactics is you can switch. You now you have a box midfield, right? You're fixing their fullbacks, and occupying their center backs with a 9, but you also have pockets there where you always need somebody to, you say in Spanish, arriesgar, which is to run behind. It puts the pressure on them, right? And so you're building up kind of with 5, and then you have 5 high. But you can also switch that box midfield to a rhombo or a diamond, right, where you just build up with 1-6. So yep, exactly. And then you have like a 10 in there, and you're occupying certain spaces where, okay, will the center, now in world football, the center backs like to jump, right? You saw, I don't know if you watched Bayern Arsenal the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But in that game, Upamecano and Ta were always, jumping high. Not to say Arsenal play in this way, but that's what we wanted to do with Athletic Water. We want to track them out so that we can, get in behind. And we had really good wing backs this year that were good on both sides, right? So if they're gonna try and cut off our center back in the build up, okay, we play in to out. Okay, if they're gonna press they were pressing out to in, you play in to out. Vice versa, if they're pressing with two forwards and you already have a 3v2 numerical superiority, okay, we have to feel comfortable on the ball. Maybe our wingbacks come lower in this case, and we play out that way. Just learn a lot tactically that you think about as a player when you're playing, but you can't in the game, right? When you're playing, you can't change it that quickly. That's why luckily we have halftime and those things. But I could talk soccer all day. This is amazing. So that's how I would like to play. And if I ever am a head coach, which I'm not sure I want to be, but it's
well, I'll know how to stop you. I'm gonna know how to stop you now.
Now you will know how. I'll have to change the back four. I'll have to change all these things.
Okay, that was good.
I'll be riding around with you. I'll be riding around with you. Brother Jones, you know I'm coming. I'll be riding around with you. I'll be riding around with you.
Yeah, 10 days in a foreign land without you here. Dead weight, I've been holding on to my let go here. Still in the rust right here. Still in the rust right here. Still in the rust right here. Right here. 10 days, 10 days, 10 days. 10 days, 10 days, 10 days.
You know I'm coming. I'll be riding around with you. I'll be riding around with you. Brother Jones, you know I'm coming. I'll be riding around with you. I'll be riding around with you. Cause I like, you know I'm
10 days in a foreign land without you here. Eyes wider and my full soda, but you're still not here. Still in the rust right here. Still in the rust right here. Still in the rust right here. Right here.
back it up and dump it. 10 days, 10 days, 10 days. Back it up and dump it.
10 days, 10 days, 10 days.
Back it up and dump it, back it up and truth, it can't lift it up. So good